Okay, back again. Okay, some of the tools out of our way we're not using. We don't miss stuff. Okay, so the washer counter shaft, and we got our assembly right here to go together. Okay, so what we need right now is we need our O-ring that goes on here, so we have to get that out. Again, our gasket set over here someplace. There it is, looks like they hid it over here in this bag. See, instead of putting everything in one package, you don't open up one bag. They make you pull one thing out of each bag and the other stuff you don't use. Nothing else in this bag we're going to use. Yeah, maybe shift forward apart. Okay, so there is my O-ring. That looks like it's wrong too. It looks way too thick. Yeah, that's way too big. The hell they come up with that damn piece of crap? See, it sticks up way above the surface. That is not the right part. That is for something else. So, let's see what's going on here. Oh, there's the one we need. The one buried inside that seal. I don't know what the hell this for. It looks like a push rod O-ring for the motor. See, that's not a seal. Looks like a seal. No, our O-ring's inside of this. It's a kicker seal. This is a countershaft seal. It did look like a seal though. Alright. So this is a lot thinner. So now when you put it on there, there's room for to soak down inside the shaft a little bit without shearing it off. I don't want to cut it in half. Plus, see, now it's too small to go on there. It stretches on. Always take your nail, run across. You want to get the twist out of the O-ring. So just run across like this a couple times, usually does it. Okay, now I put a little bit of sealer on there when I do it. Make sure you clean everything off with a clean rag. You want the sealer to stick. Okay, this has a flat on. You gotta make sure the flat goes in the correct direction. See, the flat goes in the correct way. So this goes toward the main shaft, so you have to mark it. So what I do is I cannot see it on this side, so I mark it over here where I can see it. Because when this is inside the cluster gear, I cannot see it. So I go right over here and I mark it. Straight up means it goes in that way. And then this will all be in correctly when it goes through. You have a little bit of room for error, but not a lot. Okay, so now when I put that in, I rotate it to like that, and then it goes straight in. Lots of little stuff you gotta do. Okay, this you just pick it up, slip it on in there. Make sure all the teeth line up, and stick this in. Do not pull it back out once you start going in. There it goes. Mark is up. If you drag it back out, the grease comes back in and the seal won't seal with the sealer on it. See, that's going to go in there, but first I've got to put some sealer on the thing. Now you want to go very deep in there with the sealer because it'll get in the bearing and the bearing won't work and you'll lose the tranny. So, that is tight. I think the sealer sealed itself up. So this is 3 bonds. See, it says 3 on it. It's 1184, 94, whatever number it is. Gray goop. See, when it dries up, it turns into hard, stringy stuff here. Stuff here, but it breaks up and goes away. Silicone does not do that. That's why I don't use silicone. So, this makes a mess. So this you put right on the O-ring surface. Trying to go in too much deeper than the O-ring. So you don't want it in the bearings. Try not to go more than 1/4 inch past the end of the shaft. If it looks like you want a little bit too much, wipe it off. Okay, that's ready to go in. Where's my mark at? Mark's half covered, but I can see it. I can't see it once I do this though. Put our washer in here. Center it up. Mark it straight up and down, just like we want it to be. Push it in. You gotta tap it in the rest of the way. Before you tap it, put your part over here, make sure it lines up. New lock tab. And the nut. You got 2 nuts, one for the kicker, one for the counter shaft. They're both the same. This one's all chewed to hell, this one looks nice. Put the good one on the counter shaft. We don't care if the kicker comes loose. We do care if the counter shaft comes loose. Okay, you can't put the nut on there right now because the shaft is not all the way in. Okay, now you got to tap this in a little bit to get past the O-ring. So just take it, give a little bit of tap in there like that. Run her in. Come back over here, put all your parts back on, it just fell off. Put that on there. Tighten it up. Good and tight. Counter shaft's loose. Everything rotates like it's supposed to. Put it in low gear. Make sure it rotates. That rotates all the gears when you put it in low gear, and it's the hardest one. It has the fastest speed, so it's the hardest to turn. Right now we're in 2 gears at once. We're in high gear also. Put it in the middle. Everything's rotating like it's supposed to. Okay. You don't have to check all the gears. You only got to check just that one, because all the gears are rotating when you're doing that. Okay, so that's good. Okay, lock tab, we gotta put that up. Pick the one you want to do it with. Yeah, one of them. I'll worry about that later. Okay, I'm gonna flip this thing up. And we'll make sure we're gonna glue this thing in and let it sit overnight. Okay, so we gotta get this so where it sits flat. At least relatively flat, so I gotta get something over here. Looks like we need something about 1 inch thick on both sides. There's something about 1 inch thick on both sides. Okay, that lays it flat like that. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take our 3-bond sealer right now, and we're going to lay it inside that trough, that hole, and we're going to fill that thing up and just let it go right up to the very top. And we'll come back tomorrow, it'll be soaked back down a little bit, and it should seal everything in 100%. And it'll be well sealed. This over here is all good on this side already, we just need to seal this up really good. And I like letting it sit up for the overnight so don't have any chance of it coming loose later, which would be a problem. Now what you gotta do is we have to put a screwdriver in there to kind of get it all the air bubbles out. But we don't want to do that too much of that. So we can use this screwdriver, or right now I got my punch over here, which is better because it has less surface area. It'll smear it around, but it won't make too much of an air bubble. Air bubbles do not seal. So just take a big wad of this crap, like that. Yeah, it just kind of flows in there. This stuff's getting old, so that's why it's kind of hard. I just go into my little scribe. Just kind of move it around a little bit, but try not to aerate it. Just trying to make sure the air bubbles are not in there. The air has to work its way out somehow. A little bit on the outside edge all the way around is good. Gives it just that little extra place to seal against. Alright. There you go. We just let that sit there all night and come back tomorrow. And hopefully it's not all oozed out down the side of the case. He just stays there pretty good. As long as you got it pretty well leveled out, it's pretty good. If you think it's a little bit too high on the one side, we just move this around a little bit. See, it looks like it's flowing that way. If I put a little level on here, I know for sure it's flat. Or better yet, we go stick it on top of the vertical mill, which we know is flat, because I flatten it frequently. We'll let it sit over here, and then we do know it's 100% flat. Okay. See how it's kind of leveling out a little bit. See how it's sunk down quite a bit. So hopefully there's enough surface tension it stays in its spot, and when you come back there'll actually be a dimple right there because it all settles in. Alright, so for now that's all done up pretty good, and we'll see what it looks like tomorrow when we come back. That's it for tonight.